Let's talk about Teams. So now we're gonna take the next session of new features into the Microsoft Teams environments. Speaking about Teams, it's a lot of stuff, but this time it's around Teams rooms on Windows.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's you. Carsten. You are the Windows guy. You're the Intune, autopilot, everything. That's you, right?
he's the old phone guy and now also the Windows guy.
The Windows and old phone guy. Yeah. No, we have the option from the MTR to do subtitle and translating on it, so we can define what languages we'll have and so on. Set that up. Normally that would be something we set on the client. Now we can do that on the MTRs.
How do you think it is enabling it? Is it easy enough when you're in a meeting? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Is it something everybody will be able to do?
Oh, that's always the difficult
But does it have just a CC button where you just press?
No, you need to find it in the menu. So once again, it's a great feature. We have had transcription, no, not transcription, but subtitle or closed captions for a while.
Yeah.
So now we can actually translate that. It doesn't do a perfect job, but it's quite good. So basically it's through the menu, and then under the closed captions, then you can enable the spoken language, and then which language it should be transcribed.
But to me, it's like we all know we have shortcuts for everything in Windows, etc. And sometimes I have to remind me, is there some new features in shortcuts? And it's basically the same. I do this by myself, right? Finding everything. Maybe people should think about doing this. Always coming something to it. So make it like a tips or something like that.
Isn't that the biggest problem right now with everything 365 is to keep up to date and make the users? I mean, that's why we are doing videos like this, because it's
I
a
totally
junkie
agree. But it should just be something that.
It should be easy. I mean, I follow you 120%. The only feedback I get from, that's super fine, then we need to button for CC or something like that.
Yeah.
What about all the other functions?
Just need 20 buttons on the front.
We end up having...
I totally agree, but it could be...
I think it's a major one, it should be.
But could you imagine if it was when, like, you put up the 1 to 5 stars after meetings, how was it? What if it came with a tip? At the end.
So the problem is how many users are accessing that. That's the end of the meeting. You're on the way out. It's just end the meeting and get out. I like the idea. I don't think it will have any effect.
No.
But I really enjoy that translation. I use it a lot, and especially, I mean, again, English is not our first language, so of course sometimes it will be difficult with somebody that has a completely different...
to understand a Scottish person? Or
exactly, we can have something like that. And now we don't have any problem with Scottish, not with people, but let's say that we are in a meeting with somebody with a really Scottish accent, then it will make sense to have that caption that actually are trying to help it. I try to understand, I have the caption still, I get 99% of what he's saying on it. So I use it a lot for my PC. Yeah. I'm very happy that we can have it on the MTR Windows right now.
I mean, even just the closed captions in the spoken language helps me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's actually more difficult for me to hear the English and then have it translated into Danish because my brain is working in English when I'm during the meeting at least. So, but I think it's quite cool that you can actually, let's say that we have a meeting in Danish and we had a newcomer into Danish language, then they could actually do the translation into
you could have the English
or another.
Yeah.
I tried to do it with Danish. It worked quite okay. I tried it with the Thai language as well. That was not perfect. Maybe it's my pronunciation of the Thai words, but at least it did translate the Thai language as well.
And it catches, so you get an idea what's been said.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is really good at it.
And an important thing is that what are the requirements for this nice function? Like everybody else, basic is not a license we talk about. We talk about we shouldn't have. So of course, not working license. You need the pro license. With all features that take some CPU in the back end where you have some calculation and so on, pro license.
And Carsten still get a little bit of money for every time he says. No, but definitely, I think everything that we talk about or moving forward, it's a pro license that you should actually use for it.
And that's not 100% true in this session, because we actually have something where basic license are putting in.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, and I think that was actually, it was not something you
in
planned.
that case,
But right now,
I understand why they did it.
What a smooth transition to the next topic.
So you've probably seen in your Teams Admin Center, if you're going into devices or Teams devices, if you go into Windows, it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
I think I haven't seen anywhere it's not, so it's fully
It's
migrated.
still in mine, actually.
Okay, so you are the one. You should break everything. Yeah. So then for 95% of all users, and soon Lars as well, all the management.
It's in mine.
Okay, you just ruined everything. I have it. No, the Windows management are moving from the Teams Admin Center out to a Pro Portal.
Yeah,
and that's very important. That everything we do now, management of Windows devices, go to Pro Portal. Don't still you might have it in Teams Admin, do it in Pro Portal.
Yeah.
And also stuff that are registered on the basic license. That has been something that we haven't had in Pro Portal. That has been a requirement that everything should have it.
But it makes sense.
Yeah, because we still have those few people that are using the basic license. Yeah. And where should we manage it? We still wanted to upgrade it. We still want to do some settings that the license
all the enterprise agreement, they will probably run out in this year, right? So they will automatically move to Pro license. Yeah. And another thing is
the standard license, exactly, because the agreements are on standard license, and then they'll get the Pro, and standard license will be shown as well in Pro license.
Exactly. But also taking into note that basically all the, I call it legacy units, they will be upgraded to Windows 11 now. So I hope to see more features because right now for me it's. Going into the Pro Portal, there will be more and more features in there.
Yeah, and become more and more nice functionality.
Yeah, and I just, in my head, it would just be more difficult to write more stuff to both Windows 10 and Windows 11, basically.
Yeah, I think also from the admin perspective, it seems like it's the more complicated way for some, the PowerShell scripting, the XML file. It's starting to get easier within the Pro Portal.
I love it. I mean, historically, I've done a lot of session on how to manage meeting rooms. I mean, it's one of my priority areas. I love it. I love management, how we can do it with a lot of third-party application. We have done, as you're saying, PowerShell. It's been something, hey, look at me, I'm a badass. I can do it, just tricks and so on. Yeah. Right now, it's more and more into the Pro Portal, and it's easy even for users that aren't doing management every day. They can go in and there's description on it and nice GUIs and sliders and so on.
But for me, it's similar to how the network industry was, right? So in the past, there was only a
CLI configuration. You have to be badass. Look how badass I am. I can do all this and know my commands.
Today, it seems like that's more or less run in a UI environment, and I see the same shift here, and it doesn't. It's really helping people upgrading their equipment to more secure equipment, better equipment, etc. Because there's not this cost on the side, or you have to train a person and so on.
One of the best examples is that when I'm out doing workshops and so on, I'll say, hey, you need to have a couple of rooms that are in preview, where you get the application before and so on. How do I do that? Well, we have this Skype XML file that you need to upload. It's just some of them just lost. Right now in the management, you click the device, change the slider, now it's preview, reboot, and you're up. I mean, it's so simple. And there are 100 examples of that. That was just one that comes to mind, how easy it is to manage. So
exactly.
And I don't think it's any secret, or at least it's a public known secret, that Android is of course following everything that Microsoft does, and Windows follows through Android. I think the biggest, not problem, but biggest challenge for Pro Portal has been the support of functions for Android. It is, you can list it, you can see some status on, but to push out the configuration, we're still working on configuration profile that we still are creating in Teams Admin Center that we can push out and so. So I mean, we still have been limited on some of the Android features. Yeah. The more we get, the better.
Yeah, of course.
We're also using desk phones and so on coming in.
Yeah, so you say basically today everything around Microsoft Teams on Teams rooms on Windows, that's in the Pro Portal. Teams rooms on Android, that is still managed mostly in
everything on Android. Phones, panels, everything is still in Teams Admin Center.
You still see them in the Pro Portal, but it's not where you manage them.
And you can do some day-to-day configuration with status of it. You can push a configuration profile out and so on. But when you need to create new stuff, new rules, it's still in Admin Center. But,
yeah, definitely.
But coming soon, hopefully.
I mean, I think it's a well-known secret that the plan is to manage everything in one place.
Yeah.
That's the Pro Portal going forward. I definitely also think that some of the features that can be managed in the, the OEMs management portals, I guess that will also be in the Pro Portal in the future at some point.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Single place to go. To be honest, I have so many day-to-day challenges with it that I don't see a world where we only have the Pro Portal. I would love it, but we still have some scenarios where third-party manufacturers management tool really makes sense to still have.
But at some point, Carsten, they will, because then
I would love it, but I think it's so far away that I wouldn't hold my breath and wait for it to happen. Because, and I don't want to shoot any balls, but we have a manufacturer that are running into some firmware problems. I love the process. When people are talking about upgrades, I always say use Microsoft, because Microsoft had the firmware to validate, we know that it's working and so on, but bugs are coming in. If a manufacturer is fixing a problem, they're ready, here is the fix. I have the fix in, let's say, 500 meeting rooms. Should I wait 2 to 3 weeks to Microsoft to validate and so on?
Yes.
Situation like, exactly, that is, and it makes sense because you haven't rolled out and tested that once you know the bugs in your preview rooms before, blah, blah, blah. Not all customers are doing that. So in situations like that, it still makes sense that we have a portal where we can push emergency firmwares out.
I definitely agree. Yeah.
So, but I would love that everything was in Pros, and that it will make the day so much easier for everybody.
Yeah, I don't think there will ever be a point where everything will be in the Pro Portal, but I guess there will be more and more things coming into that.
Yeah.
But with, I don't know how many different OEM
it's
manufacturers, it's going to be difficult. But I guess some of the features will be there.
It would be nice with some API or something like that could go in and at least take the major ones. I mean, we don't want to name any name, but
like, so if you change something in the manufacturer's portal, then it would change in the Teams, so it will sync between those two.
Because one of the problems I see is that I work with a lot of manufacturers and so on, and the third-party or vendor application, we can set time zone, we can set all that stuff. We also do that in Microsoft. So the biggest problem right now I see is that Microsoft will begin having so much control over devices, but we don't clean up from what we already have. So we have a problem with where to sit what. So you have one saying, hey, you should do this, and then next update from Microsoft, you should do this, and then the manufacturer goes, no, you should go back to that. So again, the more we can do it, the better.
I think we have to
wrap it up. Exactly. So just to wrap up and summarize some of it, it's important to understand where you do the setting. Don't do the setting both places. So that's the most important part. So there are different places to do it. A lot of great stuff doing in the Pro Portal. Also a lot of great stuff doing in the OEM management portal. And with that said, thanks a lot for watching. See you out there. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. We're coming together. You know what that means? Yeah, we're making moves, creating dreams. Let's talk about teams. Let's bring the vibe, unity and harmony. Let's come alive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wake up to the sound of a brand new day. We got each other in every way. Collaborate, communicate, elevate the grind. Building bridges, leaving doubt behind. From the boardroom to the street, we rise above, fueling every heartbeat. That's how we love. Diverse minds come together to create a spark. With every voice involved, we're leaving a mark. Let's talk about